brightness. It's up all the way. How's it going, dreamers? And welcome to a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. We did not do it on Friday as we had other priorities we had to accomplish at the field. But here we are, guys, for a Bringin' It Home show on, again, a beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon out of Dubuque, Iowa right now, right down the road from the Field of Dreams. I am social media coordinator Tucker LaBelle alongside Director of Operations Roman Weinberg. And, guys, we really couldn't be more happy to be with you. Baseball is in the air, and not only baseball, playoff baseball is in the air.
Right.
And so we're going to touch on that today and a whole lot more. Roman, any quick things to start out? We obviously, we have our loyal followers in here. Mal,
the chat's already blowing
Mal from
up here.
Australia is already in here. Frank Roberto's in here.
Bob
Pritchett's in here. Gosh, we have the regulars. Great to see you guys in here, though, and great to see you again on a Saturday, guys. We got football tomorrow. We got playoff baseball in the air. Sports are happening, and we could not be more happy.
Giving us some coverage from that sun, but it's going to be a lovely day. No % chance of rain, so that is great. Been a beautiful week of just gorgeous fall weather out at the Field of Dreams, and hopefully you like some of those pictures that we've been sharing on Snapchat and throughout Instagram and Facebook this week. But happy Saturday, Dreamers. The first time we've come to you on a Saturday at noon. So a little bit of an odd time for us and different, but we hope to be returning to you back on Fridays. Next week will probably be the same, noon on Saturday, next weekend again, due to the Dining on the Diamond. That is the one disadvantage for us. I know we look forward to this every week, but it's okay. We're going to come to you guys on a Saturday instead at noon. And the Dining on the Diamond events have gone extremely well so far. We had 20 reservations last night, so 20 groups came out and dined on the Field of Dreams. A great menu of anything from New England lobster rolls to the Grand Slam hot dog, and that's a bacon-wrapped hot dog loaded with barbecue pulled pork and macaroni and cheese with a little bit of barbecue sauce on there. So something to clog your arteries, but definitely something to soothe the soul. I definitely recommend it. So doesn't get any more American than that, and we just have some background noise going at the Field of Dreams, and it's a cool opportunity, something we haven't done before. You guys know from following us and just the reputation of our group here, we're very forward thinking and always try to come up with new ways and new events to hold at the field. We did Painters Night, Paint Out Night last year in October. We had over 40 painters, plein air painters out and just painting the Ghost Players, and the perfect fall night that was that evening last October. So this is just another series of events we're trying out, and we're excited. The first weekend we tried it, Iowa reared its ugly head with weather, and it was in the low 50s, windy and rainy. So
which is how it goes.
Yeah, of course, right? You put a lot of effort into something, of course, Mother Nature has to derail it. But anyway, the big note, we have a loaded show for you guys. And first off is obviously the MLB playoff picture and the playoff berths that have emerged throughout the league here, and the teams that have solidified and clinched their divisions.
Which Bob already beat us too.
Darn it, Bob! You're stealing our thunder here. Yes, Tucker's team, the Dodgers, clinched earlier this week, so that was pretty cool. Tuesday, however, they were not the first ones to do it. The A's, who have just been phenomenal this year, were the first ones to clinch. The Braves, those Padres who are red hot right now, Indians, Astros, the Marlins, the Blue Jays clinched yesterday. A lot of teams, most of them clinching yesterday, but a few earlier this weekend or earlier this week. The Rays on Wednesday, Dodgers on Tuesday with the Braves. So, I mean, everything is falling into place here.
Very much so. And with a different year, guys, the big question is at the end of this, is there going to be an asterisk after this championship? What's it going to look like? Is this going to be, the pandemic championship that we see in our lifetime? It's something that's a big question mark. And, something we look forward to seeing how playoff baseball unfolds. We enjoy seeing the logistical side of things and how MLB can accomplish this. And so that's just another blessing within seeing how this unfolds. Obviously, games being played in San Diego and in Texas. Some great weather, some great weather for them. And also with the Padres being in, you got to think that a lot of San Diego fans there are going to be really happy that playoff baseball is once again back in there. So, again, a really fun thing there that we look forward to watching, obviously. And the big question mark right now is, are fans going to be allowed? And Major League Baseball sure has indicated that they want to have fans during these playoff games. we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I think it helps, a lot to feed off of that. First, the Padres fans, congratulations to you guys. Good to see your team having a successful season and having playoff baseball back at your home. Will be very refreshing, and hopefully you all stay safe if you can attend those games. I think they have games. I think they have fans at those games. With the NFL taking that stance, really being kind of the first ones to take that leap.
Yeah.
The MLB was a very difficult situation for Major League Baseball, as they were the first one to really start up a season from the beginning and in the midst of this pandemic. So there were a lot of things going wrong, and in the middle, so in the NBA, they're trying to negotiate not only with the minor league system, which obviously we know that fell through, but then with the MLBPA here, which next year things are going to start to come together with that, and they need to get a negotiation and a deal done.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of the asterisks, I just don't know. On the season, yeah, for sure. I think you can say definitely an asterisk, but whether it's a positive or negative, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if you can fully, as a diehard baseball fan, I don't know if you can truly give them a World Series trophy. If you give them something different, specific to this year, because this is going to be bookmarked in not only, the history books for Major League Baseball, but all of professional sports. They were the first league to really delve in, as I said before, and go head in amidst this pandemic. And now they're going into the bubble system. So, which is good to see. And I'm really glad that they're doing that.
Big fan.
They needed to, and a lot of people have asked, and we've talked about it on the show before. Originally, when they had talked about the 3 hubs, and 2 hubs, 1 hub is at Arizona, and then it was Texas, and then Florida, going back and forth with that. The reason they didn't do that, guys, and a lot of people lose sight of this, they're red states, or were red states with that whole second wave, and things are still not perfect there in those states and those areas, and obviously the health and safety of everyone involved is the first priority. So they knew that wasn't going to be a possibility, and you have 30 teams playing a full season from scratch. You have the NBA and NHL that initiated these bubble systems, and that's what raised the question. Everyone's like, well, why isn't MLB doing this? And the reason is because they were unique and the first ones to start up the season with the full league. So absolutely. NBA, NHL, yeah, you can do it because it's ideal. You have the amount of teams that it works logistically to do that. They're fun. I think, my favorite part of the season is I like spring training just as a diehard baseball fan to see the players develop. But now going into the postseason, October's my favorite part of the year. So I will be right back. Got a screaming kid inside.
Well, so as Roman steps away for a second there, guys, to his parental duties, we're going to take a few minutes here. I'm going to run you guys through some of the matchups, what we're looking at right now as far as the scheduling and seating goes. We have the number 8 Blue Jays versus the number 1 Rays. I'm going to take Blue Jays over Rays in that one. I think the Blue Jays have some strange momentum going for them this year. Obviously, being in Buffalo, they have a very different scenario. But it's worked out very well for them, proving that it does work. We have the number 7 White Sox versus number 2 A's. I have A's all the way there, guys. Again, the A's, are red hot. Not there. We have the Astros and Twins. Roman, Astros and Twins. Who do you got from those 2?
Oh, that's tough. Right now, though, the Twins.
Yes.
I just think, the Astros have gone through a lot this season, and the Twins are looking mighty strong.
Absolutely.
I just don't know how you can stop them.
No, I agree. Yankees, Indians, I don't think, along with the comment I just saw from Frank, the Yankees don't look ready. I agree. I'm going to take Indians over that. I think it will be a close one all the way around, but I'm going to take Indians. I don't know. Guys, I'm an Indians fan too, and I don't know. I was just going to
say the Ohio in there.
I don't know that the Indians have what it takes to go all the way this year, but they could be a surprise team. However, I do take them over the Yankees in this first round here. Moving on to the NL
that could
side,
go either way too.
It could. It very much could. Yeah, and that's that's one series that I'm going to be interested in.
Right. Go ahead.
And at the NL side, we have the Giants and Dodgers. I keep doing this one, guys. It's every time I check my phone, the Dodgers won another game.
I know.
It's unbelievable the way they've been playing. And along with that, guys, you look at the business side of things, and the best selling jerseys every year are always a fun little stat to know.
Share that with us.
Mookie Betts is the best-selling jersey right now by quite a margin. So the Dodgers Mookie Betts, boy, he's selling those jerseys left and right. And those are going for a pretty penny. I saw the retail on those jerseys are about $310.
Yeah.
So he's bringing in some money for the for Major League Baseball and the jersey sales there.
For sure.
Then we have the Reds, so Bob Pritchett's Reds and the Braves. That's going to be another interesting series. I really will be curious to see how that goes. But with the Braves being the number 2 seed and the Reds being number 7, you got to wonder how that plays out. Very much so. For Bob's sake,
don't second guess his Reds.
That's it. That's it. For Bob's sake, Bob, I'm going to root Reds all the way as an Ohio, and I got to root the Reds over the Braves. So I'll go with the Reds on one. Marlins and Cubs. Roman, any insight there? You've been following the Cubs pretty avidly.
Yeah,
so.
With the pitching, it scares me a little bit. The Cubs for years, and even in that 2016 unbelievable run that they had, you still had that inconsistency at the plate, and you're seeing it now, and they're going through a cold stretch. So it's a little disconcerting for me, but I still think that the power of the bullpen, their starting rotation right now is very strong. Things are staying steady for them. I think they're going to finish out and pull through, at least in this series. I don't think they make it to the big dance this year, but I think they get through the Marlins.
I'm with that. And the last one up is the Cardinals and the Padres, and that's a 5 versus 4 seed.
Padres.
That's going to be interesting, but again, I'm going Padres on this. I know we have a lot of Cardinals fans out there, so for you guys, I apologize on our guests here, more or less. A great city behind them, and they've been a really solid team the whole season. They haven't showed too many serious flaws, which in an organization in a year like this, that's a strong message.
Yeah,
that is something very, very interesting to see. So those are the matchups, guys. Gosh, I cannot wait to see these get started and see how they go.
Tuesday.
That's true. That is very,
That's
going to
be great. And the big thing too, guys, that is so interesting for me when we had all learned about the structure of this season, the 3-game wild card series. I love that. I just, yes, it was exciting to see the one wild card game, but at the same time, it's baseball is a timing thing. And I feel like one game with the length of the season, everything these players and these teams have sacrificed is tough to swallow.
Absolutely.
If you fall short, especially if you go into extra innings. So it's good to see teams are going to out. And this year, another example of something that I think will stay in the long term and remain in the league and be adapted moving forward. I think it needs to, because this 3-game series, they're trying to get fan retention throughout the season, and especially in postseason time. This is the way to do it.
That is very much so. And, you got to wonder, too, with these adaptations and these rules that have been changed. Talking last week with our resident tour guide, Craig Purcell, Craig feels like the whole season is a little bit of a wash in some ways, as a lot of people feels. But his biggest complaint talking to him was the changing of the rules, the runner starting on second. All of this is a very new type of baseball. And so because of that, you got to expect that the game's going to go a little bit differently. So I'm excited. I really am excited to see how they unfold from a non-biased perspective. I think it'll be interesting to see. Very much so.
Yep. And these designated hitters now, you're going to start seeing those guys that are really consistent at home plate with great averages, great lines that are going to get in. And you've seen the Murphys before that really emerge as an all-star in the postseason. So, for guys that really don't have anything to offer defensively or pretty shaky, but good offensively, that's their role. And I think that specifically speaking, this is where you're going to see the designated hitter play a huge
factor. No doubt. It's going to be super detrimental.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it. Mal, our good friend, Mal from Australia, our guy who had Roman try Vegemite. We are opening up our sport in most of Australia, except Vic. Viruses are down to a few cases in most parts here. Mal, that is phenomenal to hear that there is light at the end of the tunnel there.
Awesome.
Also good to hear that you're going to be starting to play here soon. Hopefully you are on the mend after your recent injury there. But again, you're the Teflon man. You always bounce back. So you know who we're going to be rooting for, Mal. We're going to put our jerseys on and get a picture out there for you to cheer you guys on.
Let's go.
But just to hear baseball is back in Australia, that is very, very good to hear. Might have to tune into a few of those games. That is very, very excited to see there.
The Diggers. And then going for a ride on your Harley later today. That's great. That's great, Mal. So got to take advantage of it.
Good to hear.
But
Frank Roberto, that's great, Mal. New York just saw their biggest jump in the state in 3 months.
Ugh.
Sorry to hear that, Frank. I just had a good buddy of mine from high school actually just move out to New York City, so I've been following up with him every day to kind of figure out what's going on there. Sorry to hear that, but good to hear the Yankees are in, and they'll offer you guys some hope there through the hard times. No
That's
doubt.
right.
No
That's
doubt.
right.
Hopefully they win that one there, but I'll still take Indians. Moving from the current Major League situation, we have a very interesting point in time here, guys, where for years and years we've relied on minor league baseball to be the glue in many of the cities. And these towns that have 4,000, 5,000 people, they rely so heavily on their source of minor league baseball. That is all changing rapidly. So, Roman, fill them in a little bit on what we're seeing happen in the minor league scene.
Yeah, well, we were all anticipating an agreement to be made, and just with the contraction during the offseason before this year started, we knew approximately 42 teams, 43 were going to be cut, and that list was solidified earlier this year. And it's just, from that standpoint, it really put a bitter taste and a sour taste in the owners of minor league teams, and it just kind of closed everything off. And especially right now with the MLB and the MLBPA, things are not looking pretty.
They're not.
Now.
They're not. Any way you look at it.
Yeah, there almost wasn't a season. And as we said, it was pretty much a lockout if that were the case, not COVID, because there was nothing stopping them from a COVID standpoint at that time. They had the format separate and disbanding here from their partnership moving forward. So as of the end of this month, which is in a couple of days here for September 30th, they will go ahead and disband.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see where they get their talent from moving forward, what the MLB's relationship will be with independent leagues and like the Atlantic League, using them as test labs and test leagues for rule changes and distances and pitching mounds, all of that. I think you're going to see a lot more of that. Just my opinion and kind of my guess. But as we move forward too, I think you're going to see a significant increase in attendance for the minor league games in retaliation from these local communities that still have minor league baseball moving forward, and these other independent leagues moving forward, and the summer collegiate leagues. You're going to see a lot of fans, I think, kind of support them and kind of stick it to MLB a little bit. So.
And there's an interesting development of that I've been following actually pretty recently here. I used to, I lived for a short time in Lexington, Kentucky, and their big team there is the Lexington Legends. And now when I was there, I want to say they were a AA or AAA affiliate. They have a really beautiful stadium there. It's a very large stadium for minor league baseball. But they've actually been doing something throughout the entire pandemic that is very unusual. Now, they are technically the single-A affiliate right now of the Kansas City Royals. However, they have been playing in an independent league all summer long. They've been playing a series with several other teams in the Lexington, Kentucky area and other Southern League teams there. And they've been playing baseball all summer.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they've been recruiting a lot of talent that is, fan favorite to that area, including the former Cincinnati Reds. They have been recruiting a lot of very serious players to come play in essentially this, strange development league that they're playing right now. And they're recruiting a lot of legend guys to come back. No play on the word legends. But they have been playing a season all summer long, filling the stadium, and people have had baseball in Lexington, Kentucky, while they are still technically affiliates of the Royals. So you have to wonder, by what they're doing, that model is going to continue. They're essentially putting themselves in a great position that when their deal technically doesn't go through, they are ready to keep going in a totally different league, in a totally different scene, but still have people there.
Yeah, I think it's a great move, and especially bringing in familiar faces for fans this year, giving them the extra incentive to come out. Quote, legends, right?
Absolutely.
But, former players in the big leagues that people are familiar with, and veterans to kind of lead the way to continue their careers on, even though this year kind of derailed things, and obviously things will never be the same now between minor league and Major League Baseball. So it's going to be interesting, but I agree, once this is all disbanded and moving forward next year, I think a lot of these teams are still going to pick up right where they left off, and post-contraction, pick up in other leagues, and they'll be picked up and recruited.
Very, very much so. And it's cool to see, you know, obviously throughout the history of minor league baseball, many, you know, iconic players have come back to play a few games with the team just to play, and they've obviously, you know, been offered great contracts to play 3 or 4 games. But to see the development, you know, what they've done in Kentucky, they've been playing essentially what they call the Battle of the Bourbon Trail. And it's other independent league teams that have come together to play each other in this pandemic season, which is really cool. There is just the beginning of what a lot of teams could do here in the following seasons to come. And you also got to wonder, the tragic part of it is how many organizations altogether disappear. And you got to think it's probably 30 to 40% that teams that just can't operate without the affiliation.
Yeah, I agree, and I think, you know, for some it was just a matter of time for those teams that aren't able to continue on after this anyway. It was just a matter of time before they folded for attendance concerns and just from a business standpoint. So, you know, for those, you have some that either way would have disbanded, and then you have others that have a great reputation in the community, have a long history with their communities, and for a lot of people, it's going to be sad to see those small town teams disappear.
Absolutely, we'll see a lot of that in Iowa.
Yeah, and I honestly know, being in Boynton, the Lumber Kings has a great following. Burlington Bees, beloved in their community, and the Quad Cities River Bandits as well. So, you know, you're going to see those teams go away, but I think at the same time, like I said, those teams right now are very attractive prospects to add on to other leagues. So we'll see if they get picked up by another league and join, and if the model changes a little bit. But I still think in some kind of form you'll see baseball live on and thrive in those communities.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So we just got to hope, pray at this time, guys, and see what happens. It'll be obviously very interesting to see how baseball develops in the following years. It's just unfortunate that it all happened in a low point for the world. But it's interesting how that does. And, you know, you look back at the history books, and it's very typical of the way things go. So we'll be reading about this. We'll be reading about again. No doubt whatsoever there. But it is interesting nonetheless to see how it does all happen. But I mean, that's the big news of the world right now with baseball, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I agree. So moving on, unless you have anything to add on that front.
That's it right there.
Let's go on to Field of Dreams news. So we already talked about Dining on the Diamond. We actually have one tomorrow night. If you're interested in the area, you can go ahead on diningonthediamond.com and reserve your meal. There is no admission fee. You just pay for your meal after your meal's been served at the Field of Dreams, like a typical restaurant, and you'll be seated and waited on by our waiting staff for Diamond Dining LLC. And they're affiliated with the Pawtucket, now Woo Sox, not the Paw Sox anymore, will be the Woo Sox moving forward, the AAA affiliate, and again, not to be, of the Boston Red Sox, so as it stands now. But they're coming out and putting on this cool event, Dining on the Diamond at Field of Dreams now. Meal. We have it next week as well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 2nd through the 4th of October. Hard to believe we're already in October.
Amen to that.
But playoff baseball, so that's the best thing. That's the thing I'm most excited about. But then you get into the 16th, 17th, and 18th. We'll have Dining on the Diamonds as well. 5 o'clock and 6:30 are the seatings for your dinner. So you can go ahead and reserve that. Again, diningonthediamond.com. But if you're looking for a cheap kind of vacation getaway, something affordable, you won't find overnight stays at the Field of Dreams more cheap than they are right now. So you will find them at 50% off during the weeknights, and on the weekends, 25% off. So it's a pretty good deal. Saturday and Friday, 25% off, and 50% off Sunday through Thursday. So go ahead on our website, fieldofdreamsmoviesite.com, learn more on pricing. Call us at our office line. All of that is on our website, fieldofdreamsmoviesite.com. Plus, we've got some cool content coming up on social media. So always be on the lookout. Tucker and I are always trying to get you constant content here at the Field of Dreams as things slow down, but we have a lot of things from in the middle of the season that, you know, just as everything's happening, we have a lot going on, so much from really May to August that it's hard to capture everything as it's happening. So we get so excited at putting together spliced videos and compilations in terms of everything that happened in the season and in the off season, kind of presenting it to you guys and sharing, looking back at the season. So it'll be fun.
Absolutely. Got some good news there from Mal. My godson just got a letter to go to the White Sox later this year. He is at Grand Canyon University. Mal, congratulations to him.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
Pretty good.
I would love to dine on the Field of Dreams while watching baseball movies. Wouldn't that be awesome, Robert? And something not out of the realm of possibility. We could do that. We're looking at having movie nights next year. Some of the events that we're exploring right now. So wouldn't it be cool to watch For the Love of the Game and Sandlot and the Field of Dreams out there just for, a baseball themed kind of drive-in movie theater night. So
absolutely.
You didn't hear it from me, but that would be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool. Well, that's about what we got. Any final thoughts? No,
guys, just stay positive, be excited, get excited, message us with any, guesses or assumptions, any predictions that you have for postseason baseball. We'd love to talk to you, myself and Tucker, all the time on our personal accounts and on the Field of Dreams account. So go ahead, DM us, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, still around, so we're headed on that, and Twitter. A lot of platforms, guys, a lot of content, so be on the lookout and enjoy your weekend.
Sounds good, guys. Stay well, stay healthy. We'll see you guys back here, and we'll keep in touch till then. See you guys.
Keep dreaming.